So if you guys aren't familiar with this story, this happened about, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, March 28th. And so basically what it was there is a really nice restaurant in Toronto called The Antler. It's all ethically sourced animals, all organic. They have both vegan choices there as well. The founder plus the chef is an awesome person. And they're actually, they're what restaurants should be. You know, they're like the pinnacle of like, this is how you should source your food, both for meat, vegetables, etc. And then all of a sudden, these lunatic vegans, right? You know, like I don't get them. I don't get these vegans, and I don't get some of these. It's not just vegans too. It's all these different camps, right? They come into this point of view. It's almost like, it's not almost. They are. They're extremists. So, anyways. Enough of my rambling. They come to this guy's store and they start putting up signs called murder, which you can see on the screen over here. And they're standing from shouting and screaming. There's like a group of them, and they're disturbing his business. And here's a hardworking entrepreneur becoming a beacon, or is a beacon, of how you should create a restaurant, how you should source your meat, how you should treat animals. But yet these lunatic fucking vegans over here are protesting. Now, let's get this out of the way. I don't give a shit if you're vegan, paleo, keto, or whatever you choose. That's your personal choice, and all the power to you. Each of us should have the freedom to choose what we want. But as soon as you start infringing on other people's rights and also shoving down your ideology on other people and saying that you're morally better than anybody else, that's where I draw the line. And people like this are sick, tell you the truth, mentally sick. These vegan protester extremists over here, they're trying to stuff their ideology on him. And here's a person doing everything you need to do. Running an amazing restaurant, sourcing ethical meat. He's a hunter. He has even fucking vegan options inside the restaurant. Yet they're over here protesting and protesting and protesting and protesting. Sometimes I really think a virus gets into people's minds, and they get something called willful blindness, where this ideology gets so stuck in their mind that they must force this new idea in other people's head, like religion. You know, veganism to me is a religion. Same thing like most isms. Most isms eventually turn into religion, and people force this ideology down your throat. Now, there's one thing I do agree with the vegans on this point. I don't agree with animal farming. I don't agree with animal cruelty. I don't agree with how our modern day food is sourced and how it's produced. But that's why this makes this whole story even crazier. Because here's a guy who gets ethically raised meat. He's a hunter. Everything's local. Everything's organic. And he does it to the best of his ability. So why the fuck are you protesting this guy? Why are you protesting Burger King or McDonald's or some fast food chain? Why this guy? Why a small business, small entrepreneur over here? Why are you protesting him? But guess what? This is where the story really turns out better. And so, obviously, the big media picks it up. Washington Post, Globe and Mail, Toronto Star, etc., etc. And people start booking up his spot. Literally, his restaurant is booked for fucking months. Talk about the irony. And what's even better, just today, I was checking out Joe Rogan's podcast, which I absolutely love. He was on. Here we go. He was on. So, what happened over here is a Streisand effect. Instead of them, these vegan extremists, instead of them shutting down his business, they did the opposite. They got him so much business that he has to turn around business, and now he's global. And he's on the Joe Rogan show. The dude has 100 million downloads a month. That's 100 million people a month listen to his podcast. And now this guy, Michael Hunter, he got the distribution. He got now the audience of Joe Rogan. The rest is history. So, you know, the whole point of this video is to kind of teach people, listen, yeah, you can have your own ideologies. You can have your own mythologies. You can have your own religions. You can have your own isms. But stop pushing it down on other people's throats. If you really do have an issue with somebody, like I mean a real issue, instead of behaving like lunatics, like complete lunatics over here, why don't you sit down and have a real dialogue with human beings and actually have, guess what, a fucking conversation where two adults can sit down together over a cup of joe and actually talk about, hey, I'd love to hear your point of view, you hear my point of view. We talk about maybe there's some similarities as opposed to always talking about, hey, this is what's wrong with you, or this is how we're different. Let's talk about how we're the same. There's a lot of same principles in veganism that the same principles in hunting, but they never talk about it. They come from this point of moral high ground. Anyways, let's talk as human beings as opposed to just pointing fingers and drawing the straw man and just blaming others. Let's actually talk about it. But I just wanted to make this quick video about it because I love the fucking story. The man is booked for months. He's on Joe Rogan podcasts. I wish him all the best. I'm going to try to book in a spot maybe a couple of months from now. But yeah, guys, awesome story. Moral of the story is don't be a douchebag. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.